Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the FSL Dota 2 Open 2 called presented by our lovely FSL alongside our sponsors and partners Intel and Yahoo. It is going to be a day where we crown the grand champions. But first of all, we got to start off from the lower bracket semi-finals between Unknown and Lugiámi in a best of one. My name is Husky, and as always, joined by Mr. Otomo. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing great. I'm glad we'll be able to conclude today's tournament. As like you mentioned, we are going to be starting with the semi-finals for the lower bracket, then the finals for the lower bracket, which will be between Fox Gaming and whoever wins, and finally between Jarmy and whoever goes from the lower bracket into a best of three. So it's two best of ones followed by best of three, and we will have our champion at the end. This is an all-women tournament, by the way, and we want to thank Intel as well as Yahoo for making it possible. I love that we're taking more initiative into getting women involved into the world of esports.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday we were able to witness some pretty amazing plays. Obviously, if you look at the bracket right now, Jeremy is the one team that has not dropped a single game. I mean, in this format, you can't drop a single game at all. But they have been kind of the role model for all of the other players and all the other teams to look at and reference off of, right? Because they have shown us what quality Dota is like. And I'm not saying that every other game that we watch, every other team is not presenting quality, but we're seeing them playing at a very high level. So this is why they are waiting in the grand finals. Do you think that is going to change today?
It's hard to tell because last night also we saw ESL being played and we saw a lot of new strategies being played on ESL. So some of the teams might look at that and be like, oh, wait, I'm good at this hero and this hero is very meta. Like Lycan and Beastmaster have risen to the top with Helm of the Dominator. Helm of the Overlord. So some of the players here may have thought, oh, I don't want to play Lycan, don't want to play Beastmaster because I'm not sure. But then they see it being played and then they realize, okay, I'm good with Lycan and Helm of the Overlord is super good. Or Keeper of the Light mid, right? There you go. Keeper of the Light mid might be something we see. So I do think that we might see some changes. Teams adapt, especially.
Yeah, and I was able to kind of talk with one of the members from Jeremy yesterday. I was just congratulating, be like, yeah, all the best for grand finals. And you can see that some of these veteran players in this league right now, they still got their touch, and I would say it's a very commendable trait to have, especially when there is not much of these kind of circuits all over Southeast Asia or even all around the world, but we still have players who are able to maintain that standards and maintain that skill level, and they're showing it on the stage. Just want to put it out there. It's a very respectable, a respectable trait to have.
AUI 2000, he had an AMA on Reddit where they ask me anything, and he's like saying that women in Dota 2 do not get the support that they deserve, honestly. So when you get to see these tournaments, and you're like, that's one of the best things about it, is that they have a platform to showcase their skills. So I completely agree with you. You're saying, it's like you see some of them like, this is so good. This is like, we should have way more of this happening. So again, shout out to FSL for making it happen.
Yeah. I mean, I look at these players and I'm like, these guys can really kick my butt. Like if I meet them in my rank game, I'm abandoning. I'm losing 25. I'm losing MMR regardless. I might as well save myself 30 minutes.
But a little bit of like dignity. Like, I don't want to play. Why would I let my butt be kicked? I might as well just leave. So.
If the penalty wasn't so harsh, a lot of people be doing that. The draft is ready. Let's see what these two teams have in store. Unknown against Lugiámi in this lower bracket semi-final. Starting off with the Viper and Puck banned by Unknown, and Night Stalker TA banned by Lugiámi. Unknown will have Mirana, and Lugiámi will start off with the Sand King.
5 seconds remaining.
I believe Lugiámi had Sand King yesterday as well. No Kimi. I remember No Kimi played Sand King, and I mean, it was not really the performance you would have wanted, but they are sticking to the pick, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with the pick. I think it was just an unfortunate game for them, so hopefully they can adjust a little bit with that. Mirana first pick, you're gonna have to pick a few follow-up stunts. No, not follow, but sit-up stunts, because Mirana landing blind arrows is very tough.
Yeah. And I think a pattern that we've been seeing is kind of a post tree plus a Mirana, right? And Dragon Knight, that's going to be the choice for Unknown. Obviously, there is still kind of a possibility to flex it. Dragon Knight can be that tree, can be that position 2. Lugiámi will get the Abaddon, just the direct response to all of these lockdowns. You get chain stun, Apollic Shield. That's it, you're out.
Yeah. Not only that, but let's say you, Abaddon, and Sand King both get stunned at the same
10
time. Abaddon
seconds
can just turn on his
remaining.
ultimate and shield the Sand King. So you have potential to
5
remove stuns from yourself
seconds
and
remaining.
anyone else at the same
Dire
time.
team ban.
I like the opening from both teams, honestly. Dragon Knight flex, like you mentioned, and also works really well with the Mirana in the offlane. But I think Abaddon shuts that down way too much in the early
Radiant
game. Like
team
anyone who
ban.
gets stunned, Abaddon is just too good in the
Dire
laning stage.
team ban.
So I like the opening for both teams. Really, it's very nice to see that.
Yes, kind of one pick to deny both right now. You kind of
Yeah.
make a no second guess. Do I ever want to put this Mirana and Dragonite together? And if
Radiant
not,
team
Dragonite
ban.
goes mid. What do I need to take out to protect this pick? Right, you have so many heroes that really drills the dragon. Well, not many, but a couple. You know, like especially the Leshrac being one of the examples with the Diabolic E doing pure damage. You kind of don't really
Radiant
care about the
team
Dragon's
pick.
Blood anymore. We're seeing the
Yeah,
position
exactly.
once getting banned out a lot.
Dire team
TB,
pick.
Gyro, Drow, Sven also taken out. Of course, for the side of Lugiámi, they have the Necrophos and Ogre ban. And Unknown, they will continue the draft with the Ancient Apparition.
Interesting. Out of all the
Dire
heroes like
team
that
pick.
people have been talking about, AA is probably one of the most nerfed heroes out there. His ultimate took way too big of a hit. It went from 40-second cooldown to 60, and Cold Feet cooldown was increased by 2 seconds at all level as well. Like the hero is just he took a big hit. I'm surprised to see Ancient Apparition still being picked
10
at like
seconds
this
remaining.
level when it's so important for them. Lugiami though they do go with the Ursa.
5
That's
seconds
3 melee.
remaining.
That's a lot of melee heroes.
And at the same time, I think Ancient Apparition, it's definitely not, I wouldn't say not the ideal pick, but because of the nerfs, he moved down the rank a bit. But I can see why Ancient Apparition can still be an option from time to time, right? The Ice Blast, the effects of the ultimate is still pretty decent. Yeah, sure, not every 40 seconds, but being able to have an AoE ultimate that kind of executes your enemy when they hit a certain threshold every minute is not too bad. It's honestly not too bad.
Yeah, especially because Abaddon and Ursa, both of them function at low HP. You know, Ursa can enrage when he's down to like 10 HP and still live. Abaddon, when he goes low HP, Apothic Shields just activate. So there is like a lot of logic to it. With the AA pick, it's just the hero doesn't do it as well as he used to. And Hoodwink, I was thinking like, yeah, that's a lot of melee. You're gonna need to get some rage, and Hoodwink comes out as their position 4. Strong lane though. Hoodwink, Sand King, if they catch the Ancient Apparition, she's dead every time.
I wonder if we would see the trick again. Like a pre-broadcast, I told you that I saw this Hoodwink player who was able to cast Bushwhack while Sharpshooter was channeling. I wonder if that is doable. Maybe maybe we'll see that. If Lugiami, if the support player, I think Sanji was supposed for yesterday. If she knows of that, we might see that. Well, thankfully they have the Abaddon with first, with them, so they won't break the shoe and make Nokibi's life a bit harder. Just putting it out there. Unknown will have the Luna as the position 1 up against the Ursa.
It's kind of interesting though, because Unknown's doing that thing where they pick multiple range heroes and only one guy to frontline for them, which is the Dragon Knight. And I think Dragon Knight is like he's pretty good. He's pretty good in this game only until the Hoodwink came out. Then Hoodwink came out and I'm like, I don't know if he can tank anything. Ursa will shred him. Abaddon, he loves getting free hits off on the Dragon if he could. Sankin can jump the black line. Like, I'm not liking Unknown's draft after they picked AA and Luna. 2 nerfed heroes, very squishy against the Sand King Hoodwink. It's looking very tough for Unknown right now.
Radiant team
I think this kind of falls back to the same problem that, or kind of the same pattern that we saw yesterday. It's all about that backline damage where I think the reliance on the front line is not necessarily all bad, but we've seen a lot of examples just from yesterday alone that it has not been working out for most teams. So hopefully Unknown can show us something different. Though I do agree that maybe Luna was not the best choice. I was thinking like, okay, I was thinking of PL, but then there's Sand King. But some other post ones instead of Luna would have been okay. Unfortunately, I just don't have the answer. I'm not looking at the PL for sure. Sven, it's pretty weird. Yes.
I think Sven's banned actually. Although it was banned out. Pretty good. Because all that extra armor would have been pretty good. What they go with? They go with the... Ooh! Is this going to be a mid-winter Wyvern?
I think so.
Is it gonna be? It's gonna be like it has to be a mid-winter. Like one of those three supports is gonna be a mid laner. It has to be offlane Dragon Knight. Interesting pick with the Winter Wyvern. Holy crap! Is this 9? Is this Team Tundra we're watching?
Yeah, I think we're watching Tundra. The whole draft falls into the Tundra, character. It just feels like Tundra. But at the same, this is where we get to witness one of the things we discussed about yesterday. Is this core Wyvern still good after all the nerfs? Nerfs to heal. Core Wyvern probably doesn't care too much about the heal, but more importantly, it's about the Arctic Burn, right? The reduced range on that skill. It's gonna put Winter Wyvern in a more dangerous position when she goes for those trades. So this is the time that Unknown proves to us if that core Wyvern can still be a thing.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not quite sure which players of Unknown plays mid for them, so we'll have to wait and see until they actually start. By the way, it is going to be No Kimi on the Wind Ranger. No Kimi was their offlaner yesterday, so I don't know if they might be swapping roles here, and LV is going to go the offlane instead. So it's going to be interesting. Either way, though, Lugiámi's draft looks pretty good. Good sustain, good saves, a break mechanic, lots of good stuns as well. Good scaling. I assume Ursa will go for the Battle Fury. Unknown's draft a little bit more gimmicky, I want to say. They've only got the Dragon Knight in the front line. They have like all these juicy backline targets that you want to kill. Luna, Winter Wyvern, AA. I'm all in on Lugiámi. I think Lugiámi's draft just looks so much better.
Yeah, I think the single target lockdown is going to be a thing that a component that Unknown will have to consistently deal with, right? And this is where we kind of can touch on the single target lockdown from the side of Unknown. There's actually not that much. You have the point and click Dragon Tail from Dragon Knight, but that's pretty much it. Everyone else from the side of Unknown, they kind of need a setup, maybe except for the Winter's Curse, but that's an ultimate.
Right, it's like I mean, you have Lucent Beam, which is like a 0.8 stun, so it's like almost a second. Like, all right, that's sort of a stun, So it's no mini stun, it's a stun at that point. But the arrow and the cold feet, like someone else has to start them off for you. It's not enough.
We're getting a core Wyvern. There you go.
What just happened?
Well, it's gonna be core Wyvern. Okay, cool. Go. I mean, well, why not? Right? If it works, it works. And it makes more sense than the AA and the Miran at least.
Yeah, it does.
Core Wyvern.
I mean, it's actually not too bad, against the drive of Lugiámi. But getting to that point is it's going to be a challenge, right? With all these nerfs, even Winter's Curse got a nerf. 800 range, which I already feel is pretty short. They reduce it to 700. Now you're literally putting yourself in range where this Ursa, the Sand King, can jump on you just to cast an ultimate. It is valuable, but is it worth it when you are playing as a core and you are focused on dealing the damage more than getting this ultimate off?
It's one of the reasons why I feel like core Abaddon and core Omni-Knight were also kind of like not viable at some point, because people were like, why am I healing when I'm off laner? I don't want to be healing. I want to be doing damage and taking the threats from the enemy. So yeah, I agree with you. I feel the same way with Winter Wyvern. I'm like, I don't want to be focusing on disabling all enemies. So I want to just be able to do damage. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like it very much. And
It's
so it's
just
gonna be the
Yeah, it's just kind of the difference when you play a hero as a core or support, right? It's like a support gyrocopter, Like, I'm not gonna get flat cannon. I'm just gonna get rocket barrage.
Yeah, and the new shard, so much fun.
Yeah. I tried it yesterday. Sadly, it was in turbo, so I did nothing. I mean, it takes. The enemy got their item too fast. Though one of my achievements yesterday when I tried out this support gyro. Was I was able to annoy the heck out of the enemy support. Like the guy was all chatting me like get off me, you're so annoying. And then when he kills me, he pauses the game, he all chats, die.
Are you happy?
Yeah, die gyro, take that. I'm like, sure buddy, I made your life miserable in the first 10 minutes, and plus it's turbo. I had fun. I hope you had fun too, but please don't kill me.
DOTA
just doing my job.
because we're such sadistic people, we always enjoy doing it more when we know we're annoying the enemy while winning. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I want to win, yes, but if I could ruin your day a little bit, I just enjoy that so much more.
Yeah. Isn't you just condition that one particular enemy to like start camping you, to start following you around, start dewarding, like whatever you do, he's gonna be there. You TP for a gang, the guy's gonna show up and try to kill you. Like he just gonna mass ping his team, like kill this guy. I don't like
The
him.
the best one is when you kill them, you're low HP, then they buy back to teleport to the tower to try and like get a revenge kill, and you either kill them back or you just escape, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I basically won the game already at that
Yeah,
point.
that's a 4v5. Whoever was is on the receiving end, that person is out of the game. Like mentally, that guy is done. That guy is basically mind control at TI9. He is mentally done.
Well, speaking of TI, looking at this game right now, I'm wondering if either team, like which team really has the big advantage late game. Ursa and Wind Ranger are pretty good at scaling, but I feel like Luna scales a bit better than both of them. At the same time, I don't like the rest of Unknown's draft very much.
Yeah, it from all the discussion so far, I think a lot of people might have the impression that okay, we absolutely dislike Unknown's draft. I think it's less of disliking the draft and more like this draft has a lot of loopholes, right? That Lugiámi in a perfect game can capitalize on. Though I do recognize some of the players. I mean, again, there are a lot of notable names in this tournament itself. I remember Selma from Lugiámi. I think we talked about it yesterday. Keikuri on this Winter Wyvern. That is going to be a good spectacle for sure. Another experienced name on the board. So we are off to a good game.
It's interesting that they took the Sand King and the Wind Ranger, but they put the Sand King as the mid against the Winter Wyvern. I feel like that's kind of really tough for the Sand King, by the way, because you're all going to be always up against the Arctic Burn as well as the Splinter Blast, which is something that Wind Ranger can dodge with her Wind Run as well as being ranged. And you can see LV kind of walking out of the Sandstorm a little bit and might be costing him. Oh, sorry, costing her. So I don't know. I don't know if I like the matchup in the mid lane very much for the Sand King.
It does look weird, right? Because we look at
Yeah.
Nokimi yesterday, she did play the Sand King, and the Wind Ranger last pick was kind of a snap pick as well. So kind of interested to know what was going on in the minds of Lugiami's members when they decided that I think we should flex this Sand King mid. And more importantly, Sand King as a strength hero, the percentage damage from Arctic Burn is just gonna hurt this hero like way more.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel as well. I'm looking at it like this. Oh, arrow. I'm gonna guess she was aiming for the creep though. Not like that. I was aiming for the creep, sir. I did not miss. I got exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. Though this Ursa, it's gonna take a couple of levels for YS to start having a little more impact alongside this Abaddon. Sure, you have this whole run in your face, do not care about anything else, but it takes time. If you don't time that Aphotic Shield correctly, you can still get chain stun and lose the trade. This arrow flying now
Whoa.
perfectly onto YS, but good shield to keep YS alive.
That was unexpected. By the way, if that was, I remember at one point the shield used to do like max damage no matter when you landed. Now it's based on range. That was like an old, one of those old, sorry, the old arrow that could have actually killed him right then and there. Either way, though, Lugiámi going off to a much harder start in the two of their lanes than I thought. Especially the mid lane, you can see that Winter Wyvern is getting more denies than the Sand King, which is crazy because you think, oh, melee versus range, melee would have the advantage, but not. Winter Wyvern is just harassing so well and getting all those denies at the same time.
Yeah, especially when Wyvern has one of the worst, base attack animation
Yeah.
and damage at level 1. Like it is, like I have huge respect for the Tundra players being able to even get last hit. I had no idea how 9 does that on Wyvern, but I can see how you can accomplish that with levels. You get points in the Splinter Blast, and suddenly you just insta shot, one shot the range creep. Like if the enemy laner tries to walk up, gets harassed with the Arctic Burn and the Splinter Shot, it is doable. But at level 1, man, at the early levels is just so tough. 18 to 6 already for this Winter Wyvern.
It's not only that. If you look at Sand King's HP bar at the top, it's always half. She's always taking a lot of hits because again, she's a melee hero against a Winter Wyvern. Splinter Blast, like every time she goes to the lane, she's just suffering so much.
Yeah, just gets tapped down.
At the very least, the bottom lane is doing well. They're pulling that side camp, so there's gonna be a few creeps denied for unknown. But top lane also is suffering a little bit. Ursa 10 CS it's not bad. It's just that Dragon Knight's got 7 denies already. They're very worried about this double stun combo, and there it is, a double stun combo. Nice block.
That's a good support right there. Now with no stuns, they are gonna try and get some trace back, but walking into the creep wave. It's not really what you want to do early on. And I like it, you know, I know they use the glyph to make sure that this whole creep wave is going to end up crashing into the tower, making sure that whatever pull that YS did early on kind of became futile. So all these small details from Unknown, they are getting it done right, but this is just the early phase where their heroes, you know, by default has a lot of pressure, but what is going to be the timing that we're looking at to really see what Lugiámi's draft can do?
Oh well, it looks like they might be losing the Ursa, and there's gonna be a few more hits here. If the YS needs a shield, will be out. But can they go for the kill here? Does she actually have a heal on Zama? I think Zama took the. Oh, she took Curse of Avernus.
Yeah.
Dire's
Okay.
tower is under attack.
That that was too close for comfort. Though you would think that the value for Miss Quo at level 1, actually at all levels, is just too good, right? Low cooldown, low mana cost. I think initially, even I thought that, okay, you have to use your own HP. It's not going to be that good. But honestly, even without the Tranquil Boots, the Miss Quo is still a pretty spammable spell.
Yeah, I mean, you don't lose that much HP, so it's always pretty good. And LV kind of recovering, you know, 25 3 to the 20 to the 31. That's not so bad. It's the Ursa who's now suffering because he has as many creeps as Dragon Knight has denies. And I do think that this Curse of Avernus pick on Lugiámi at level 2 on Abaddon, it's costing them so much. You're not able to heal. Like you can see her mana is full all the time, but she's not actually able to use it. And she can't hit anyone because if she goes up and hits anyone, she's dead. So the Curse of Avernus skill points costing them all the time this game.
And that's what happens. It's gonna be first blood. YS wants to make something out of this. They have the TP from both Sanji and LV. The bushwhack goes wide.
One hit.
YS turns around, but the animation does not come through. And in fact, Kakusu is gonna get the kill. Now Sky Mio should be able to get out of that. They have the mass TP from Unknown as well. As Lugiámi kind of misplaying that a bit.
I think Unknown's draft is. I mean, it's not much of the draft. It's just that I think the players are just really handling the laning stage so well right now. They're getting everything. You know, they won mid, they won top, they're winning bottom as well. The Ursa's suffering so much right now, and they might have to consider having three people top right now. Just laying the Wind Ranger soul. Wind Ranger shouldn't be in any danger against Luna and as well as an AA. Oh nice.
Yes. It's good deny from Kekiri.
Look at that. Look at that damage.
Arctic Burn just taking away so much health from the Standing King. And again, I think level 2 Miss Quo is just way better, right? You keep this Ursa healthy when the enemies throw stuns at you, you dispel it. Ursa can actually just man fight people just because of that Miss Quo. But right now with what has happened, you can kind of see the lane not really falling apart, but there is a larger discrepancy that you would have liked. And they bring Sanji to the top lane, so this entire Ursa manning up has completely been nullified. There's no Abaddon to keep her safe.
Yeah, they're actually and like you said, they're bringing all three people top, which means that Ursa's gonna be super vulnerable right now. We'll have Enrage in one level that's gonna help her out, but you need Zalma top because again, we have no Kimi bottom alone. The Wind Ranger is fine. What we need is for the Abaddon to be top with the Ursa. Unless the Ursa's just gonna go jungle, at which point you're like, alright, you just go jungle and recover that way. And there's some nice stacks coming out here for the Luna. Not the biggest stack, but still helps a lot.
Yeah. But even with the Ursa going jungle, you're not going to catch up with the Luna anytime. And in fact, it is a Luna, right? She will always pull ahead. And the game plan for Lugiámi right now, you have to look at the Ursa and think, what else can we do for this Ursa? It can't be just jungling when you're up against a Luna. You kind of have to make something happen with this Wind Ranger and Sand King.
Radiant's
So
bottom tower is under attack.
perhaps they will be able to make that a reality. It really comes down to no Kimi at this point, right?
I mean, I think the same way as well. It's like if you pick Ursa or Slark in the laning stage, you want to win the laning stage. You do not want this hero to go farm in the jungle and just like be hitting neutral creeps. You want them in the lane winning, but if that's not possible. This is their best option. You just try to split push and have them jungle. It's like there's no other choice. Maybe Ursa, is she going for Diffusal or Battle Fury is what I'm interested in, or the Ursa.
I'm thinking the same thing. I think Battle Fury Ursa, it's kind of outdated to say the least. Diffusal will be the choice. I think that's the you get to stick on the enemy, the AA, the Dragon Knight, the Wyvern, you get to stick on them. And it's just way better, right? You burn mana at the same time, and it gives you the stats that you want. The agility, gives you the damage, gives you mana
The
burn.
slow is amazing.
Yeah, and they smoke on the
smoked.
ward.
Yeah.
Oh,
By the way, even though they both traded one tower each, we had 2 people on unknown farming, the Winter Wyvern as well as the Luna, whereas Lugiámi only the Ursa was farming. They took 4 people to bring down 1 tower. It's still good that they got the tower, but this attempt on the mid lane has got to get them something. And they
it's
see
so
no
hard.
Kimi.
Yeah, the smoke breaks near the tower, and then they see this Wind Ranger. It is so hard. I mean, even with smoke, even if you get the ambush onto this Wyvern, the fact that players of Unknown are already there makes it so much more difficult. You're gonna, you engage, you're gonna get hit by an arrow, potentially. There's no way you can just one-shot Kekri unless you have some insane burst damage, which there is going to be time for this Wyvern to react. Witchblade will be delivered pretty soon, so this Wyvern is on a pretty good track. 64 last hits. Luna has 77. I think if we look at the net worth, Wyvern should be second in the leaderboard.
It's gonna come down to one thing right now. It's gonna come down to the Sand King's Blink Dagger. Oh, look at that! That's a difficult net worth graph to look at. It's gonna come down to the Sand King Blink Dagger. With the Sand King Blink Dagger, you can jump on someone. You can burst Kekri. Like you can burst her down with the Hoodwink with the Sand King, with some damage from Nokimi as well. So it's very possible to get to come back from this.
And now it's all about just getting to that point.
They might find the Luna. Radiant used the scan though, and she's just gonna walk out. Very good awareness.
Just the timing also a bit off, You gotta feel for Lugiámi. The first one on the ward, second one getting spot up. Wishwhack goes wide. Dragon Tail is gonna delay that from Sanji and the Kofi plus Winter's Curse. It's probably gonna kill off LV at this point. There's no way she's getting out of that. Splinter Blast will confirm the kill, but they're gonna come in with the focus fire. They need the sharpshooter, but Hoodwinks, not even level 6, taking way too long to kill off this Dragon Knight, but a good bushwhack to keep her in place. It doesn't matter, the Kofi will keep YS in place instead, and she is gonna go down. Eventually they finish off Sanji with that sharpshooter, but the damage has been done, and Unknown would take 2.
I believe Hoodwink wasn't actually level 5 when that fight started. A few creeps died. She was level 5. She got level 6 during that fight because the Acorn shot into Bushwhack missed, but LV had already gone in for the fight, and it was just this very awkward situation where it's like, oh, we're committing for a fight, but we're really not landing the spells we need to land. So it has to be the Sand King Blink Dagger that gets them back.
It's one of those few cases of I think we can fight, but if we have the spells, right?
Yeah.
So you realize that, okay guys, we need to defend our structure. You start a fight and you realize, guys, actually I'm not level 6, I don't have my ult, I don't have that 1-2 kill of the Dragon Knight, but Kekri very far forward, YS gets the Falling Shield, misquote. Now this Bushwhack lands, an important one, sharpshooter flying right through, and the haze runs out. She's dead. Good response from Lugiámi.
I'll be honest, Kekri really was a little bit too greedy with that one. Solo killing an Ursa, that's a tall order for a Midwinter Wyvern. So that was actually that makes a big difference. You're sort of their strongest space makers off the map for 20 seconds, and you give them away a kill.
Yeah, gotta give him credit though to Xiao Ma. I think if the Abaddon was not there, Ursa would have actually died. She might
for
have
sure,
to enrage.
for sure.
And which
for
place
sure,
actually
like,
insane.
Shot.
But at the same time, they do have wards there, and I think that Radiant know that because remember they used the scan at that area because they thought maybe we were gonna get ganked. So they should kind of assume that there might be vision there.
Radiant's top
Either way,
tower is under
it's no
attack.
big deal, and I think the Blink Dagger's finished on the Sand King now. So with that Blink Dagger, you jump on someone. Yeah, there he goes. Blink Dagger's there. Epicenter, Blink Dagger, you can catch the Kaker, you can get a kill. It is very possible. Especially if
And
Kaker tries that again.
And you see a ping. I think they're thinking about this. Just teasing Kikuri for a bit. Yeah, I can see Wyvern
Dire's
just
bottom
not
tower
wanting to
is
show
under
herself at all.
attack.
Pulling this creep wave back as far back as possible. And that's gonna prevent the gank from coming through. And in fact, TP to the outpost is gonna be it. Epicenter comes right through, lands onto both targets as well with the sharpshooter following up and a power
Whoa.
shot. Lugiámi is made out of Olympic gold medalist archers. They land all their shots.
Right? I was like, holy crap! You had like you see like two lines coming down. You're like, oh great, okay, that's what
Radiant's middle tower
okay,
is
that's a
under
power
attack.
shot. Very impressive, and this is what they've been needing for a while. They just get the Blink Dagger on Sand King, and you play around that. You can get a few kills. We mentioned this a bunch of times. Unknown's draft is pretty squishy, barring the DK. You jump on the AA, the White Wyvern, even the Mirana, they're all pretty squishy heroes. So. They got the Sand King. The Epicenter is down though, so I would think that they should kind of take it easy for a little bit. They wait for the Epicenter again.
But for
There were
Lugiámi, the adrenaline is still going. Smoke breaks. Skymio, no idea that this was happening. Able to leap away, but the shackle shot, almost connects onto her buddy right there.
I think they didn't have a ward there. If they had a ward there, they could have actually like landed the shackle before going in, because you have to get vision of the hero. It was too tough. It's still good that they're trying to just run around the map and make space. Like, this is what Ursa needs. The problem is it's an Ursa. And Luna still is
Radiant's
out farming
middle
and
tower
will
is under
outscale
attack.
anyway.
Yeah, and at the same time, when you try to do something like this a bit too frequently, you get a kill and then you smoke it and run around. That's a lot of time wasted, or a lot of time invested in trying to get these kills, right? And it didn't get them anything.
Oh.
So it's still good for Unknown. They're getting those farms.
I think they know where Luna is. They might be considering going for invade. And I love the new change that you can have one more smoke of deceit. I mean, yeah, it maxed out at 3 instead of 2. But and most pro players won't get. Well, they won't even let it reach 3. You know, it's like not like they're never gonna let it reach 3 or 2. They're just gonna make sure they keep buying it. So, but it's nice. Now you have a bit more smoke coming out at some points in the game, and they have a smoke coming out for Abaddon. Maybe try and kill that Luna. Luna's such a big target right now. She's farming out of control. More than 3k gold ahead of the Ursa.
Yeah, and that is pretty much expected. But obviously, part of the lead also came from how Ursa had a very underwhelming lane. We'll see how this is going to turn out. Lugiámi really want that top tier 1, but tower defense is going to be Unknown's strong suit. They have a lot of ways to keep Lugiámi from just running at structures. You know, the setup is there. Moonlight Shadow, this is
spotted.
huge.
This is spotted.
And yeah, it's spotted under a ward. So the question is, Lugiámi, are they ready? Yup, they had the sentry ward. This is going to be huge with the bushwhack, but there's no follow-up. Members are not in place. The rest of Lugiámi, they're going to try and retreat. Shelma most likely left to dry. But at least they did not lose anyone. The Winter's Curse will be expended. It's taking a lot of time.
Fine. Yeah, completely fine to lose Jama for this. Like, they're position 5, they used multiple ultimates. Literally 4 ultimates. The Dragon Form was also used. Everything except
Middle lane.
Eclipse. Yeah, mid lane. This is going to be a really good fight for Lugiámi if they know all these ultimates are down now.
Top tower
Yeah, then there's Dragon 2 connects, but that's an Invis rune. No Kimi just gets out. Like you said, right? Without Ice Blast, no Moonlight Shadow, no Winter's Curse. If Lugiámi wants to dive, this is the chance. Sharpshooter is already back up. And I think they are looking for a target. That ward, the earlier ward was dewarded. And
did he pick up the Vambrace? Did he pick it up?
Oh no! No! Wait.
It went to their dire side. That's a free Vambrace for them.
That's a free Vambrace. Oh, no Kimi. She's everything. Oh, there we go. There's the sentry. They're gonna stun her up, but she has the wind run, so she's gonna be alive for a bit longer. Sharpshooter's gonna fly wide. The shot does miss. Same as the bushwhack, the counter engage though from LV. That should be sufficient. Kakery is gonna eat that fairy fire. Body block and power shot coming through. The arrow will be connecting, but the Fire Shield is gonna dispel everything. Pick Pope, pick out LV, she's out.
An overall big win just because you got that Vambrace up. I think it's on the Wind Ranger right now, or the Hoodwink, but that free Vambrace, it's there you go, free Vambrace right there.
That's a steal.
Like, oh, that's a big deal. That is a big deal because now you have 6 tier 2 items on Lugiámi and only 4 on Unknown. They did have to use Epicenter and they didn't get anything out of it. I mean, and nothing else, like nobody died. So still overall, Lugiámi will be happy with that. And it's been 3k advantage for Unknown for 8 minutes. And that's kind of bad because you are expecting to accelerate on their side.
Look at this, a double Vambrace. That is
right? I would imagine though that Ursa doesn't need it, to be fair though. Like Ursa's holding on to the Vambrace, but it's much better on the Sand King who's actually gonna be fighting. Like Ursa's like, guys, I need my Vambrace. Why? To farm. You know, like I gotta farm with it. Alright, man. You do you farm.
You can't say no to free stuffs, right? This proves that even with the changes where neutral items will fly towards you after you when you acquire it, it is still susceptible for being stolen.
Yeah,
and that is the great example.
It should go straight to your inventory. You know.
You know, Ice Frog is not that forgiving, right?
He's like, no, that's your fault. I give them to you.
Like but, literally drops it in front of you. You still miss it. That's on you.
We haven't seen Hatake do much in these fights so far. With the Luna, which is kind of a problem for Unknown because she's like most of their net worth anyway. So this could be.
They just
barely.
Past each other.
Allies disappear.
They did not catch it with Hatake. She's gonna walk in. Is there a sentry nearby? They don't need the sentry. They know.
Sanji, run, squirrel, run. She's gonna be caught, and yeah, she's 100% dead. But I mean, fine. You break it. Maybe not though. To get the dust. Xiaoma able to be there and keep LV alive. They also got a shackle early on, so you kind of stop the momentum from Unknown. Yeah, you lose the Hoodwink, but not too big of a deal. Ursa continues to have space. They're still not shutting down the Luna.
There's a finish the Diffusal Blade in the end, because if you're gonna farm all for 20 minutes, you might as well get the Battle Fury. You know, like if you're farming, why are you farming with a Diffusal Blade? So,
this is gonna be huge. Oh, the Dragonite blinked away just in time. Good disengage, but still the Luna in danger. Can they finish her off? All the spells are coming through. LV is gonna throw a life for this again. Oh my goodness! Beautiful shot from Lugiámi. That is the money shot right there. Luna dies. The rest of Unknown, they gotta start running away because Kakesu is gonna be stuck on by YS for a while. Winter's Curse is the very defensive man, the bushwhack will be on target. Another power shot coming right through. Kakery getting connected by it. But can they find her though? Any more spells to keep her in place? No. But still Lugiámi getting the kill on Luna. That is huge.
That was a big deal. Like it looked like Unknown should have won that fight. To be honest with you, Sand King wasted a few epicenters just getting to position, and looks like it's like the Ursa's here late. It's 5 versus 4, but then you get the power shot as well as her Hoodwink sharpshooter land at the same time. Holy crap! Like what Lugiámi is showing very good understanding of team fights. Like they are incredible in these team fights, despite the fact that they are a little bit behind in terms of net worth. But look at that! Look at everyone else. They caught up. Yes, Luna's ahead. But remember when Dragon Knight was absolutely crushing Nokimi in the net worth? Now he's way behind. Same thing with the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, this proves that Luna is actually very killable. And you don't really want to co-embrace her, right? Because all of those are magic damage. Sharpshooter, power shot. Yeah, you co-embrace her, she's gonna take the full epicenter. That's not how you want to save your core either way. So
even the Wind Ranger's Maelstrom went proc. It's all lightning damage. So if Luna's not moving, you're happy with that. You can just keep on throwing out lightning at her.
One of the problems, one of the banes of a core Wyvern as well, right? Because now like you want to do damage, but if you have to keep focusing on saving your core, it's not really what you want to do. Sanji will stay alive, and they also saw the Moonlight Shadow. So Unknown will not be able to do much, and in fact, counter engage once more, and here we go, the arrow connects, Shackle Shot does not, but the Maelstrom block will let them taste lightning. Kakesu will die once more. Lugiámi with all these responses. Look at the net worth graph. It's just a 1k lead for Unknown.
I was a bit worried for Unknown for a while. I was like, okay, Unknown, sorry, for Lugiámi. I was like, the lane stage went so well for Unknown. They were super far ahead. But my head was like, oh, Lugiámi will probably make a comeback with their team fight, possibly. And they're showing it now. Like, the Sand King Blink Dagger has been so huge for them. LV has been playing out of her mind.
And it's kind of resonates with one of the points you brought up yesterday, right? Sure, we saw Nokimi dying, I think, like 4 times in 8 minutes yesterday. But Sand King, one of those heroes, you give it a Blink Dagger, suddenly he just becomes so much more impactful just because he can get that engagement off. And I think LV, she has that Use Scepter. So now if you want to burst her, it's harder.
Yeah, another thing is also the Dragon Knight, his impact, like he's not really the same level of initiation power as the Sand King. Sand King comes in bro striking 2 heroes. That's great, you know, you already got 2 people down basically. Dragon Knight's just not the same off control. And another thing which we've harped on a bunch of times, but we're gonna go back into it, is 1 melee versus, you know, 3 melee heroes, all of them who don't mind tanking the front line. It's so much harder to play the Sand King, the DK than Lugiami's draft.
We're starting to see the Abaddon second pick really show a lot of impact, right? Because every time Unknown wants to go on the engage, Aphotic Shield. You don't really want to kill Xiaoma. She can just walk in and tank everything, and she'll be like, "Yeah, guys, it's fine." Abaddon in itself is such an annoying hero to deal with.
Yes, like the hero.
Even with, you know, to kind of add on to your point of the level of engage, yeah, you can get multiple burrow strike, and after the burrow strike, you can have the epicenter, the proc before you go in. Dragon Knight goes in, whips you with his tail, or bashes you with his shield. There's not really much of a follow-up unless the Luna has an axe. You're not gonna get the same amount of follow-up as Lugiámi has. This is like a free Roshan.
And if you can get a 2-man burst strike, you also can get a 2-man shackle. You know, so that's another lovely thing for them as well to deal with. They trade a tower for Roshan. I think Lugiámi is going to be happy with that because the Aegis is super valuable for them. They have like 5 minutes now to try to get some map control going. All the ultimates are available for pretty much everyone except the Wind Ranger, but it's focus fire is pretty low. We haven't seen anything from Sky Mao. She's going to go for the Yules, an amazing item against Ursa because it doesn't get reduced by his status resistance. He's up 2.5 seconds regardless, so it helps a lot in controlling the Angry Bear. And yeah, Dragon Knight, look, she's got Blink Dagger, nothing else basically. You can't tank with that; it's too difficult.
And adding on the fact that there's a hoodwink, right? You have to always be careful of the sharpshooter. As if losing that 4 health regen and is not bad enough. Now you have a break mechanic, which makes it's so much to deal. It's like, oh wait, you didn't just lose 4 HP regen, you lost like 16 and the armor. So it's very tough for him, for the Dragon Knight. And the Vambrace, let's not forget that. The Vambrace is the big loss. It's not too big of a deal, honestly, because Nokimi got the growth bow, so it's like, yeah, that Vambrace is gonna sit in a base. But still, you take it away from the enemy. It's
still a big deal because I think you can give it to like the Abaddon. Like Vambrace is I think is one of the best neutral items at tier 2. It's like Vambrace, Philosopher's Stone, you know. The what's that? Well, yeah, the Brigand's Blade is pretty good actually. The new Brigand's Blade for damage.
Basically like a pseudo Fury Strike, right?
Yeah, it gets stronger. Yeah.
Though there is a BKB on Luna, so this might be something that, you know, keeps Unknown in the game. We just see they see the Luna bot, and she just cleared the wave. So Lugiámi, they are looking for an avenue. I think they're ready.
This is
Dragon
perfect.
Knight, this might be huge. Did they see the Dragon Knight? No. Oh, they don't have vision. I guess Unknown kind of dodged a bullet right there.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, for sure. But Lugiámi, they're being smart. They say they don't want to go out against the Luna. The Luna's too risky to go up against. LV is prepping up the epicenter at all times. We're like, ah, come on. That sound effect is annoying.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? And so okay, that's the epicenter. So now no glyph for Unknown. I think Lugiámi is gonna feel a bit more confident. Still have to be careful though, even though they were able to get these solo kills, you have to keep in mind that there's a BKB on CL, and at the same time there's also this Winter's Curse. Unknown can always counter engage. And Lugiámi has been winning because they were the one getting the pickups. They were the one able to kind of launch that counter initiation. But Unknown with this tier 1 still up, they have they still have a lot of space to work with. Blast Rig for Lugiámi. This is where the Dragon Knight probably will want that item.
Yes, or you can give it to the Sand King or the Ursa. Both are great because you can just there's a Blast Rig for each one. I was like, I saw Lugiámi get a Blast Rig. I was like, that's because either one of them can just jump in. If they get hit, they blind the enemies because you are jumping in on the Luna or the Winter Wyvern most of the time. So blinding them is a big deal. Oh, Sanji walks in.
Just it's high-fiving each other. I think Sanji feeling a bit confused, like why is this Luna in our jungle? But I agree, hitting the Blast Ring on Sand King is gonna be great.
Actually, here's a problem with having only one melee hero. If you get the Flame Cloak and the Blast Ring, these are two great neutral tier 3 items, but only one of them will be used on the Dragon Knight. The other one's just kind of wasted.
I think give the Flame Cloak to Dragon Knight and the Blast Ring to I on the AA, someone that Lugiámi is definitely gonna jump on. But even then, you have the Wind Ranger, right? The Blast Ring doesn't solve all the issues.
That's what I'm saying, like Blast Ring doesn't... Like, you want it on the melee guy, you want it on the Abaddon, you want it on the Sand King. You don't want it to be on an Ancient Apparition or a Hoodwink, so... When you only have one viable melee guy and you get 2 melee items, so I think you're kind of wasting one. Oh dear.
Oh, they had the Sharpshooter propped up. There is Moonlight Shadow and a Dust. Sharpshooter is going to go wide thanks to the lack of vision. So Unknown dodging a bullet, dodging an arrow from Lugiámi. Like, that death would have been huge.
Yeah, they still have the Aegis up for about another minute, but after that it's gone. And I'm very impressed with Lugiámi's ability to keep up in terms of net worth. Yeah, the Luna's ahead, but all the other cores are doing very well. And I mean, Kikari, she was crushing mid against LV, and now she feels more of a support. Like she doesn't feel like she was that amazing in presence she was early on.
She still needs 700, almost 700 gold for her axe, so that could be a game changer. Well, not really a game changer, but make her more efficient in dealing those damage. But the question is, when that time comes, will Lugiámi be able to respond to that? Is it on time? Because all these item timings, they can hurt, right? You think that you have that item spike, but because the enemy is just far ahead, they have the appropriate response. Though to be fair, Unknown still has that net worth lead. It's all in the banks of this Luna.
Yeah, and like if Luna wasn't so far ahead, they'd be in quite a deficit actually. So it's a scary thing. She's gonna go for the Skadi. Very useful item to have against all this regen coming out from the Abaddon.
It's gonna be,
I guess,
a bit tougher for Unknown to take prolonged fights. Simply because Lugiámi now has the axe on the Sun King. Like as if Blink Burrow Strike isn't bad enough. Now he has Blink half a screen worth of Burrow Strike.
Yeah, the thing is a bit scary. I think both teams are gonna wait for Roshan. In 2 to 5 minutes, Roshan will respawn. So that's when both teams are gonna be like, okay, that's what we want. We want the Roche kill. We want the shard. There's a lot of shards that are very useful in this game for both teams. So that might be what they're waiting for. And it's going to be the Glimmer Cape for the Abaddon. Interesting. There's a lot of magic damage from Unknown's side coming out. So if you can reduce that, that's very helpful.
Yeah. And our lovely observer, very attentive. I love it, when we want to see something, he just delivers. He or she, I think it's he just delivers. Unfortunately, we can't see the Roshan timing. It's fine. I think based on my experience, that is around 2 minutes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's 2 to 5 because in 2. Yeah,
yeah. Guys, on the okay. My bad. It was on the
So once that's done, then we'll know for sure. It's 5 minutes when you're winning. It's 2 minutes when you're losing. When you're losing, it spawns instantly for the enemy. But when you're winning, you're like, all right, guys, let's go, Roche. We just want a big team fight. It's just not there, like forever. Either way, I want to see what neutral item the DK has because there's Blast Rig, Ceremonial Rig, Ceremonial Robe, and the Flame Cloak. So these are 3 really good melee items, but you only have one guy who can use them.
Ceremonial Cloak. I am actually pretty because I don't use that neutral item often. I'm like, just flat mana and status resist. until I saw the range, and I'm like, okay, this is actually a pretty darn good item. I think Sand King can take it. The
Oh no,
engage.
but I believe Unknown has all three.
Oh.
They have a Flame Cloak, as well as Blast Drink, as well as this emerald. So I'm like, you have 3 melee items, and DK can only pick one. You know?
Maybe Ceremonial Robe isn't too bad on a I guess the range is pretty huge. You know,
It's
I
great,
think
but isn't Flame Cloak amazing too? It's like it's so good.
yeah, but you know, compared to the Dragon Knight, you would, you know, compared to the
there
Dragon
you
Knight, I
go.
think you would have. What's the Ceremonial Cloak? Like no one is using it.
No one's using it because no one can use it. That's they give him the Flame Cloak because it's the most tanky item. It's the one that you wanted to be like on him. So it's poor Dragon Knight. He's like I'm the only guy who can use it, and you do need the armor and the magic resist. You are
It's
helps
like
you tank up.
you have a I don't know like a. It's like you have a lot of branded outfit, but you can only wear one. I don't know. You have a Gucci belt, Gucci blast rig. You have a like what kind of I don't know, Supreme Flame Cloak, and you'll be like, yeah, I will take the Supreme.
Yeah, it's like you got so much to use, but you only got one guy who can wear it on. But it is
he has a lot
nature
of
the
armor,
draft.
you know. Blast rig looks pretty heavy. You don't need that on top of all those armor. Like, give him a cloak or something. That would look cool.
Last week they gave it to on Lugiámi side they gave it to Ursa, so that's a good pick, and they also made sure they got the quickening charm to the Sand King, so they're benefiting a ton from their tier 3 items as well as the psychic band for Jauma, so the extra cast range helps out. 8 armor, holy crap!
8 armor. Like this is basically just a craggy coat with lesser armor, but overall it's just way better, right? It doesn't slow your attack speed. This one gives you a blind. Like you just run in, and if the enemy triggers it, great. You just free. Like it's an AOE Tinker blind that deals 300 damage. Yeah,
damage is also and by the way, it's cool. 20 seconds cooldown. It's only probably going to activate once though. Like 20 seconds is a pretty long cooldown. You're not gonna get multiple of it in the fight. Like maybe you might get 2, but you're never gonna get 3.
Yeah, I guess the initial trigger is not too bad, right? If you can deny your enemies from hitting you for 2.5 seconds, that itself would be great enough. Because that 2.5 seconds, like if you look at a Luna, a Wyvern, that's probably 40% of your health that you were able to just keep intact.
Yeah, exactly. Like that all that time when you're blast, like when they're blinded, damage prevented is such a big deal. It gives it's as if you're doing damage while they're not hurting you, so it's extra DPS in a way.
Wonder if it goes through BKB. I think I wonder if this has the halberd effect. Like let's say if you get blinded and you BKB, does it dispel it? Because it doesn't. Like halberd doesn't care, but does Blastrig care?
By the way, Blastrig is on the Mirana as well. Not bad. She's one of the heroes that's going to go in and out, so I think that's a pretty good choice for her as well. And two big items have been finished: Luna's Skadi and Winter Wyvern's Aghanim Scepter. So we have permanent Arctic burn as well as just a ton of stats on the Luna. The big power spike for Unknown's side.
You think it would suddenly, just because of these 2 items, it would suddenly just skill in Unknown's favor? Like, are they now just exceptionally stronger than they were?
It all comes down to Lugiámi catching 1 or 2 people. If they catch 2 people in the start, they were going to win a fight no matter what. But if they go on 5-on-5, like straight up, like head to head, Unknown's pretty strong, honestly. Like, I mean, they're ahead in terms of net worth. They have a Skadi on their Luna. That by itself is a big deal, as well as a BKB. Oh, that's spotted.
I guess the one good thing about the Arctic Burn changes is that at least the movement speed penalty isn't that big. It isn't that burdening, right? So you actually fly faster. But LV, sees everything.
This is actually a really good. These are the 2 you want to kill. These are the main 2 you want to kill every time.
They're wrapping around. This is a huge wraparound. The smoke is gonna break because Unknown has the high ground, but here comes the engaged. White Ash jumps in. A CL is gonna pop that BKB, drop the Eclipse. There's no aging. They move to Ursa immediately. Not really the engage that you want to look for, but a good shackle shot at Epicenter. It's gonna finish off the support in the backline. Lugiámi has a chance. K-Kree gets the Winter Skills off, but that's a BKB on Nokimi. CL will just stand her ground. The power shot from Nokimi pierces through everyone. Gift for the Ultra. CL wants to run, but you know what Lugiámi is looking for. It's the Rampage. Good Burrow strike at a max range with the pushback. Nokimi is looking for it. Is this gonna be it? Yes, it is! Rampage for Nokimi, and Lugiámi takes the lead.
Accidentally calls GG at the same time, but I don't think that one's not gonna count. Holy crap! You know what I like? Ursa's the one talking, and she was the first one down. She's like the first person. She's like, GG, well played, we won. And like, all right,
Yeah,
but insane.
You always need that kind of teammate, right? It's those
Right,
goes in, throws her alive, and she's like, you see that? You see what happened? Yeah, we saw that. You died. But in all
You
seriousness,
really weren't much of a factor, but alright. Yeah, it comes to Lugiámi, the other four. Nokimi, LV, as well as Sanji. Insane performance. Even Zama was able to get a couple of good shields, but the stuns and control come out. Nokimi just took out the Miran, just moved on one by one, and the Luna, not as mobile as he'd like her to be, so they were able just to make sure, oh, that's a selfie, oops, by accident. That's that making sure it works, you know, you gotta make sure it works. And I think Roshan's gonna come in like 30 seconds right now. So Lugiámi, that Roshan, yes, Lugiámi took a big fight, but they really didn't get a ton out of it, like in any sort of game-changing move. They just got a couple thousand gold advantage only. It's still a very wide open game.
oh yeah, and it's all that one invis rune, right? Like luck can definitely play a part. I mean, LV, she made it happen. Like, you want to give credits to this Wind Ranger for the Rampage? Sure, go ahead. But it all started because the Sand King had that invis rune.
Yeah, the LV, like, so much of Dota is just, like, it's not just team fight, you know, like, LV was able to spot them and say, hey guys, I think that the backline is in the, in the triangle, how about we go, and they just do an amazing wraparound. And Ursa, yeah, she jumped in and died very early, and we make fun a little bit here, but she did provide all the vision for her team. Like, Sand King is not gonna land stuns unless she knows where they are. So, props to Ursa. Maybe you could press R next time when you do that. You jump and you press R. Helps a little bit.
Yeah, would have definitely helped, because see, I think Shalma was like running in, it's like stay alive, girl. Yeah, not sure if she got the shield off, but
Ooh,
even if she did, it was not enough. Oh, CL, they're gonna connect everything. She can't get a BKB off for sure. All the spells are coming through. The focus fight. She pops that BKB and Manta. She might be able to get away, but Nokimi on the case. Winterskirt's gonna keep this onside play again. Where's your R? Presses it right now. Another bros right in the epicenter. This time on a bigger target. CL gets caught by the epicenter as well. The posters kills her off, and Nokimi with another good shackle. You wanna fight against the Olympic gold medalist? This is the one right there, straight to the skull of Kaguri. As Wind Ranger is godlike. What a redemption arc after a horrendous Sand King game yesterday. I mean, Nokimi just going off on this Wind Ranger. Like
Nokimi, you can tell that maybe her style of play is the more I stay behind, get all those skill shots and damage going out, because not everyone has to play the same way. Offlane doesn't mean tank; it just means that this is the offlane, the position 3. And Nokimi showing off that.
You're the reason why people play offlane sniper. Like, I can't argue with that. This is
right?
Like,
this is my style. This is what I do. But yeah, she's clearly a player who's very comfortable in the back line, very comfortable, being mobile in the fights, going in and out. So Wind Ranger suits her, but Sand King didn't yesterday. So you can see really just an incredible performance. Whereas LV is very comfortable with the Sand King.
I would say with the second Roshan and the shard, judging by how YS kept jumping in and not pressing R, it would be a good idea to give her the shard. But they gave it to Sand King.
The extra, I feel like LV, honestly, with Nokimi are sort of the carries, and YS is playing more of the, like, providing vision, tanking. Like, it's a weird situation when you're offlane the carry.
She has it. I think LV just bought the shard. It's like, why not? I'm rich. I'm rich. YS has the shard, so now she can jump in. You know, she just earth shocks, and at least there's like 1.5 seconds that she will not die. You know, plenty of time to press the R.
Or the BKB, right? Like, I was like, YS is dead. You know, then she goes up to 20% HP. BKB, Earn Rage. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. That's just pretty good.
You know, she's a true seeker. You know, just living life on the edge. It's like she would be the best kind of companion to go bungee jumping. You know, even takes the arrow. Like, it's not a big deal. Her teammates got her back.
Well, that's the use of Zalma, right? Like, earn your keep. Give me the shield once in a while.
Just stop jumping
why?
in and dying, you know, and I'll do my job. Like he
Ooh,
just takes the arrow.
Actually jumps in.
Just earth shocks into the arrow. Might not be a good thing if she dies early on. She actually goes down. Oh boy, Lugiámi, do you want to take this fight? Is there any way to keep YS alive? For now, there is. Has to press the R, but LV, she's in. Gets the support. Here comes the shots in the flying through. Coding Blade is not going to do too much. And good use. LV still stays alive. Burrow strikes out. And YS, she's going ham. Tanks the Eclipse. And now it's going to be YS against the entire world. But Xiaoma is there. She is doing her job. YS pops that BKB. Earthshock gets that in-range buff. And the Winter Skirt. Keep her in place. Xiaoma can't do too much. They want to kill off this Ursa. She is going to go down alongside this Abaddon. And Unknown finally finds a fight that they needed to win.
I can't believe that actually happened. Because I was thinking, oh, Lugiámi, you guys are looking so good. And then actually YS does kind of make a little bit of a blunder where they're earth shock into the arrow. Like, okay, that's
Why is it gonna calm down?
By the way, although a bit, not a misplay, but unfortunate thing that happened was that Sand King LV, when she jumped to Burst Strike, she missed the Winter Wyvern and only hit the Miran. Because they were sort of in a line, she wanted to get both of them. Missing the Winter Wyvern really cost her in that fight because you can see how much Winter Wyvern was able to do later on. So it's not like saying it's LV's fault, but that was one of those things that happens where you're like, damn, if I had gotten both, that could have been a one fight for Lugiámi.
Yeah. Man, YS, you have to calm down a bit. You know, yeah, your teammate got a rampage, you know, like you accidentally all chatted, but still, you see, the game is very losable.
Yes,
now Unknown,
it's
they're going high ground.
basically.
Yeah, there's no glyph, so it's something that Lugiámi have to be careful. They might even, you know, end up losing this tower just because of that one fight. You know, Lugiámi, you have to start feeling it.
Oh, Sand King is going in though.
Okay. They do get the shackle and a couple of damage coming through, but there's Moonlight Shadow as well. Good dust, BKB pop, and that's the Winter Skirt you're looking for, but Nokimi has the BKB. Wind run, you have to use it right now. BKB runs out, she might actually go down. Bit of a
Versus in, the YS is in, but can't actually catch anyone.
epicenter from LV, and Lugiámi kind of falling apart at the scene. They're even gonna tip her. YS, what do you still have? Burrow strike to the back line, good coding phrase to keep CL alive. You get the dust off. Xiaoma pops that borrowed time, but they ran out of damage. And this is where Keikuri goes to work on that core Wyvern. Xiaoma is 100% dead. They might even kill off the Hoodwink if they're not careful. Sanji takes it from far, and she also dies. Good arrow.
The arrow lands on Abaddon.
Xiaoma. There's 65 seconds without this Hoodwink. If they have a buyback, they need to consider using it now, but Hoodwink unfortunately does not have that. Can they kill off this Dragon Knight? It's going to be a use on the Sand King. No arrow to follow up. It's LV. It's the last barricade of defense for this high ground.
Holy crap. I mean, like what a turn of events. It was, look, they were 10k ahead Lugiámi with the Aegis. And now they are being threatened in their own base. Oh
the
god,
Sandstorm
LV
runs
got
out. Oh, bit of a misplay from LV. Just walks out the Sandstorm, takes the stun. Forced to buy back. It's not the situation you want to be in. Unknown would definitely take this Rax, but that's the mid lane Rax. And with a Luna on the enemy team, one more fight can end the game. And I can't believe we're seeing this. But comebacks do happen in Dota, and it all starts with this push.
I mean, that's one of the biggest things about Luna, right? She is one of the best base takers in the game. You just, you bring down the tower, straight away your axes will fall. The hero does not give a damn about it. And they're going to keep going with the ball in. There is no Aegis, there's not... Lugiámi, I mean, yeah, they have the high ground defense. Remember, that's how Unknown was able to sort of saw their comeback with a good high ground defense, but... Oh, it's looking brutal.
Yeah, LV
needs to be very careful.
That's a jump in.
They're thinking the same way.
It's kind of overextending. But is there any response from Lugiámi? There's the A on this. That's gonna keep YS alive for a bit longer. But if she goes down, this base defense could fall apart, and LB is gonna do it just like this. Good affording shoe, and this is gonna be a BKB blinking. They found a Wyvern. Keikuri needs to die, and yes, Nokimi does the God's work. And here we go. It's gonna be pushback, keeping this Dragon Knight in place. They lose this Wind Ranger, but at least they took down one of the members from the side of Unknown. And here we go. It's gonna be a YS jumping in, getting the in-range off. Epicenter once more. LV doing the job, takes down the Ancient Apparition. Unknown completely forced back, and that's the base defense that we want to see from Lugiámi. They might
Luna,
want to
they-
find
can they
more.
find the
Luna
Luna?
in
Luna.
danger. Luna might be going down, and yes, Luna is
It's too
actually
graphic.
dead.
It's too graphic, the kill. We're not going to show it for
Yeah, we
kids
can't
who are
show it.
watching this. That was a brutal kill. You guys don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's
But-
4-on-1. That's too much.
Bloody bounty.
But what a
That
base
was-
defense, you know.
This is the game of base defenses, basically. Both teams have been doing an amazing job base defending. So, holy...
You have learned.
I mean, when they were able to kill Keikuri for no Kimi, I was like, that's a great trade for Lugiámi. You trade 1-for-1, neither of you have buyback, but taking away the Winter Wyvern with all her saves and big ulti it's worthwhile for no Kimi.
Yeah, they definitely have the priority straight, right? Like the other members, you can definitely survive the Luna even through a BKB. So like Winter
Yeah.
Wyvern, that's the issue. She needs to go.
She's your only save, and look at this now with the letter V right there. You know,
Yeah.
V for victory. I do want
Vendetta.
Roshan should be spawning within any second now. We're gonna find out very soon if it's gonna be 0 to 3 minutes. So Luna's still dead for a while. This could be a good chance for you to take a Roshan. What is the Witch Bane? I haven't actually seen this new item.
Deals damage based on your current your max mana, like 4%, and also does a 300 AoE dispel. It's actually not that bad. The dispel is.
Does it
I would
dispel
say
you
that-
and your allies and enemies, or like just you and your allies?
I think it says a general dispel, so I'm guessing it's both. I'm not sure. I actually have not been able to use it. I would say though it's pretty darn good for Keikuri.
Oh no, Kimi?
Oh, this is like the win rate's not going to do anything. There's MKB. If there's a reason to kill off Keikuri, it's because she got MKB, and even the guild force is not enough. That's a solo kill. That is huge. 85 seconds without no Kimi.
Alright, at least it's gonna be a long Roche, you know, it's gonna take a while, maybe a couple more minutes at least, so there is no big advantage for Unknown to take Roshan. If they want to do something with this, they have to go high ground, which Lugiámi has done an amazing job of defending. And they do have the lanes pushed out. Look at bottom lane, look at top lane. They're doing a good job of just making sure the lanes are pushed out, so they can't go high ground on Unknown side. LV also has the Spell Prism. What does that reduce burst strike? Can I actually see the talent? She has a level 20 talent. It's I think 2 burst strike cooldown reduced. So I think you can go down to like 8 seconds on burst strike. That would be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's burst strike cooldown.
Yeah. And you have the spell prism. That is huge. Sanji has a lot of info. She sees the Dragon Knight, the scurry camouflage. Just gonna give them. She's gonna try and clear this wave and get the heck out of there. There we go.
She's doing exactly what she needs to. She has buyback, so even if Sanji dies, she's like, it's alright, just delaying this push does so much for your team. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to actually kill the creep wave. But
It's pretty
no
dangerous
Kimi
for
is-
no Kimi though. Pretty dangerous because there's 2 MKBs, right? CL has it, KQ has it. You want to jump in and solo kill this Winter Wyvern, they turn on you, you just die.
Dire's
By the way,
top
did you see the
tower
Gale
is under
Force? That was
attack.
amazing. I was like, I haven't seen that.
Dire's
I saw it yesterday in
structures
ES. I'm
are
like, oh crap, this is an amazing shard upgrade. You get a free tornado globally?
It's decent base defense. And now, Flicker, that's the money. That's the item right there. Either Luna or Wyvern, they both can take it. But look at those glaives. Immediate smoke.
That smoke might have been a bit too early. The creeps do like provide vision for an extra second, but here we go. Looks like level 25 finished on the Winter Wyvern. Takes that 1.5 seconds Winter Curse. She can solo kill with that ulti.
Yeah. There's a haste.
Roshan is up. This is the third Roche. There's Chi. Wait, can we actually see this? What does she have? Aghanim Scepter or a Refresh Orb?
If Unknown is paying attention, they can actually see the pulses. See this Roshan. Aghanim's upgrade. This is actually huge. It's gonna give it to the Ursa. There we go. Now you can freely jump in and press R. Like they got all the leakages are plugged for YS. Earthshock AoE, like she is not taking any chances. She's like, if I jump in, I want to make sure my Earthshock connects, so I proc my shard and I won't die.
Oh, by the way, check out the extra attack range on the Winter Wyvern. They actually have a telescope on the Mirana, so that's an extra 125 attack range for Winter Wyvern. So she's gonna be hitting further than Sniper, basically.
Yeah.
I look forward to
Sniper
that.
on-
Sandkick.
She's a
Sniper
sniper
on crack.
ice. On crack.
I was gonna say crack. You went with a lot more diplomatic way. You know, it's a lot more polite than I would have said.
I'm very yeah. If you to be fair, it's kind of the same thing. Like it falls under the same umbrella, you know.
I also thought Dragon Knight had the items, but turns out she doesn't. She does have the Heaven's Halberd though, which is very useful. Just for the disable. You disable no Kimi, that's a lot of the damage from Lugiami's side being removed. So very good item to have. And again, you cannot dispel the Heaven's Halberd's effect. It's one of the best items for you because of that.
LV just got a hex. This might be huge. Again, the target is definitely gonna be the Wyvern. You want to throw everything on Keikuri. Make sure that this dragon, you clip her wings, and it's gonna give you a better chance at taking those fights. I mean, Lugiámi, this is probably the first time we see them having that goal lead over a Luna who has been farming, 60% of the game.
They did have, no. The last time they came high ground, they had 10,000 gold lead.
Oh yeah.
Ages.
Okay. So they got back that goal lead. They are back in the driver's seat.
What, does AA not have the shard? That's kind of... Oh, there you go, shard.
That's the jump. YS, a lot of damage though. Not the best burrow strike you're looking for. An LB, again, you lose that A on this, suddenly fight not gonna be in your favor. YS is so darn low. LV gotta get out, and Sanji, like, she's dead. She's gonna just buy time.
It's fine, as long as the dragon form is out, it's okay. As long just losing Sanji is not a big deal. So the only problem is that if she had buyback, she could buy back and you can take a fight without the dragon form, because dragon form adds so much to the Unknown's draft right now.
We're seeing unknown strength in the high ground defense. Like it is like you can't just walk up. Like the Wyvern just spits ice on you and you die. Ignores BKB, has True Strike from the Monkey King's bar,
as well as the Witchbane.
Yeah, if Lugiámi doesn't get a kill, doesn't get a pick off, like high ground is out of the question. Like everyone can have an Aegis and they still cannot go high ground because of this Wyvern.
And AA did get the shot. I was looking at them. I saw the vortexes on the ground. Like, they're not damaging creeps, but after then they started on, like, okay, the shard's there, and the shard is so strong because it really messes up LV. LV cannot blink around if there's vortexes all around them doing damage. And this is gonna be a base defense without Sanji.
Yeah, unknowns. Yeah, they're just gonna put CL in front, and look at that. That's the rash gone. YS gonna jump in. LV, you need the target and go to CL first. Can they burst him out? She needs to die, but she turns on the Satanic. Now the Eclipse drops. YS very low. LV needs to buy back right now. Is this a double Eclipse? It might be. Selma not to survive that. Winter's gonna do this well. The Aegis is gonna finally pop. Another buyback as LV rejoins the base. Finally gets a Hex on this Luna as they lose No Kimi as well. No Kimi now buys back. The pushback goes wide and on YS. Good burrow strike. They're gonna take out the Piranha, but it's not enough. They need more than that. Takemi's just stay in the front line. This big dragon is so darn tanky. Abaddon's gonna die for 100 seconds. They take out the Dragon Knight. Sia's gonna be the next on the chopping block as NL forced away. Look at Keikuri. Watch out for this Winter Wyvern. She's gonna kill off this Ursa, but now she needs to fly away and she should be able to do so. This dragon is way too fast. But Lugiámi hold on to the base at the cost of 4 buybacks.
Holy crap! They basically got to use everything to just keep that going. There is every buyback available on Unknown, so if Unknown really wanted to, they could mass buyback and push, but that's just a huge risk to take. Whereas Lugiámi, I don't think you actually want to risk high ground. You just want to go and get out maybe 1 or 2 buybacks, and that's it. They're down to 1 Rax on their side. They haven't taken any, so Unknown could honestly be like, oh, there you go, 1 buyback. They might get another one, but at that point you must leave. You cannot take a fight 3 versus anything in the high ground, honestly.
Radiant's middle tower is
Crazy that this only happened because of that 1 high ground push that Ryze decided to just tank every arrow.
No Kimi? There's no Kimi, no Kimi, no Kimi. Wind Ranger?
That, she might die. She's actually dead. And that's a gem as well. 2 minutes without the Wind Ranger.
And that is sort of the Keikuri can kill anyone by herself. Like, the hero's not tanky, but anyone she catches, she can kill, solo kill by herself. And she just proved it again. Oh dear, if you're Lugiámi's side, you're gonna be worried. There's 100 seconds without a buyback Wind Ranger, and she's most of your damage, let's be honest here. YS has not been able to put out that damage out that you'd hope for. Elimination match on the line, by the way, best of 1, guys.
This is slipping away. This is slipping away from Lugiámi.
From both teams.
Away fast.
I feel like it slipped away from both teams several times, to be honest with you. But Yeah, Lugiámi, I think at one point I thought they had it in the bag, and that didn't quite turn out. Sanji's level 25 on the Hoodwink. What did he? Which talent did she take actually?
Let's see. This is sharpshooter plus a spell.
Pure.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
That's a
That
lot.
is gonna
That's a
make a
lot
lot
of
of
damage.
difference. That's gonna make a lot of difference. But
Oh,
what now? What now for Lugiámi? You probably need to defend against Megas at this point.
That might be the case, to be honest with you. Like, by the time they go high ground, they could Rax, but going for Throne, they'll have no Kimi alive at that point. So it could be a make a Rax comeback for Lugiámi at this point.
If EG can do it, they can as well. In Lugiámi,
course.
we believe.
Dyer's top
30
I mean,
seconds.
yes, but that's CG. This is a slightly different team.
How dare you underestimate them? We saw what
that's
they
not-
can do.
But it is gonna be 20 seconds for no Kimi. So yeah, this Rax is gonna go.
Yeah, they have to
no way.
defend against Megas. YS, no, not like this.
Oh, you see
LV,
that?
FB got delayed, and here he goes. Bro Strike goes wide because of the BKB. This is not how it's supposed to end. The Ice Blast moves up this Abaddon. YS has to buy back. They lose. Hoodwink as well. Now Hoodwink buys back, but no, not the Sand King. That's 2 minutes. Lugiámi completely drops the ball to YS. It's time for you to redeem yourself, but that is not going to happen. And Unknown, through all of that, the blood, sweat, and tears, and on the back of just an amazing base defense, this is it, elimination match. Unknown, they are going to lower bracket finals.
Oh, what a great game! Honestly, like Lugiámi had firstly the Unknown did so on the laning stage, and Lugiámi gets the Blink Dagger on the Sand King and make a comeback, and you're like, oh, this is so good. Then they go high ground, kind of fumble it. Let's be honest here, and then they had a great defense as well in the bottom lane. Like when Unknown was pushing bottom, Lugiámi was got a great base defense, but then they also they lose no Kimi. It's an insane game. Like, oh, that's crazy. It's a crazy game. On easily the best game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, and what a way to start off the day, right? The day where we crown the eventual champions. Unknown was the team that we didn't get to see at all yesterday. This is the first match we see Unknown on broadcast, and they put up a wonderful performance. You can kind of, in a way, it's kind of a comeback. You know, not a full comeback, but at one point they were on the ropes.
For sure, like both teams had gone through. If we look at the graph, if you see the graph, I bet it's like up and down. It's like my heart rate. That's the graph. You know, it's like, there you go. It goes down, it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes all the way up. Like, oh, this is crazy.
Wait, this game went on for 54 minutes.
It's a long game.
Okay. To be very honest, it did not felt like that at all.
No, I know, right? I was looking at the timer at the end. I was like, wait, we're almost getting tier 5 items. How are we? How are we tier 5 items? It's just it was an insane performance, honestly, by Unknown. Lugiámi, LV was incredible. No Kimi was incredible. I think that it was just a bad Ursa game. It's very hard to play Ursa on these sort of. He's up against 4 ranged heroes. I'm sorry, she's up against 4 ranged heroes who are very mobile. You know, with Leap, with the Arctic Burn, it's very hard to be Ursa in this sort of game. So YS had a tough order to fulfill, and she just couldn't. Unknown played it too well.
Yeah, it's more of a tank Ursa towards the very end. I think she got a Satanic before the last fight, but not sure if she got to use it at all. All of these, small factors, they definitely add up. But nonetheless, even though Lugiámi ends up, being in 4th place by the end of the tournament, I would say some of these players redeemed themselves. LV showed us that she was a proficient mid laner yesterday. Today she showed the same. No Kimi, probably biggest redemption arc. Compared yesterday to today, man, she got a rampage. They might have lost this game, but that rampage is gonna stay with her forever.
They're 4th place in the tournament, but 1st place in our hearts, right? Because of that performance. Well, it was such a valiant defense, honestly. Like, they just played it so well. And I don't know, you wish them all the best. I wish it was a best of 3 like that, and then we would have gotten a real hype series.
Yeah, these kind of games are deserving of a best of 3. Like, this could go best of 5. This could be the grand finals, and I would be happy. But all good things come to an end. A team must lose in a tournament. Lugiámi will unfortunately be that team to be knocked out. Coming up, it's gonna be the lower bracket grand finals. Another best of 1 between Unknown against Foxy Gaming, who lost yesterday against Jarami. But let's see if Foxy Gaming can earn that rematch, or will Unknown be the new contender in the grand final. So we'll take a short break. And remember, this is brought to you by FSL alongside our sponsors and partners, Yahoo and Intel. We'll be right back.